Hey guys, it's Dylan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm looking at the Jasmine Ultimate Princess Designer Doll from the Disney Designer Collection. So this will be continuing my reviews of the dolls in this set. Jasmine was designed by the amazing doll artist Mark Monterroso. But if you don't know me, my name is Dylan and I like to collect Disney princess items, in particular dolls. So if you like those, please consider subscribing to my channel. That way you can keep up on all of my reviews and posts. Otherwise, let's start with the look at the box. Jasmine's box is like a dark brown tannish color. It reminds me a lot of the desert or like clay. So I think it must be fitting with Agrabah setting for Jasmine. Jasmine's emblem in this set is a lotus flower. I believe that's what this is called. Or maybe an actual jasmine plant flower. If anyone knows, please correct me on that. But yes, so there's a pretty flower there, and I think that must represent maybe the gardens of the palace, or like Jasmine kind of being a precious blossom that no one wanted to let out of the palace. Something of that nature. So it says Disney Designer Collection, and in the diamonds it has several blossoms, and actually in the shadows here there's a few little blossoms that do look a lot like jasmine flowers. So maybe that is it is jasmine, but you know, you flower experts, just let me know if I get that wrong. It says Jasmine on the bottom there, limited edition, one of 9,800. So 9,800 of her were made. Of course, on the top there is a window to see through to the doll. Here is the back of the box. That really pretty brownish color has been continued through, and there is more flower blossoms within the shadows there. This is Mark Monterroso. If you don't know who he is a really cool doll artist, and I believe he actually works for Mattel now, designing Disney dolls, because voila, Mattel and Disney are now on licensing terms. But on Instagram, his username is Mark_Jonathan Repaints, I believe. I'm going to double check that and put it in the description of this video, but he posts a lot of cool things, and I think he must be designing a lot of the new Mattel toys coming out. So just an honor for him to design one of these dolls. So there's more diamonds. Of course, over here it says Jasmine in gold, and on top of her name is a little diamond emblem. And we have a cool description here that talks about Mark Monterroso and his inspiration for the doll. Mainly here he was inspired by like the desert landscape, and more of like those really beautiful Agrabah nights. But I really like here where he says, when she tricks Prince Ali into responding about a boo, it's a move Mark would have pulled. All the wonderful traits about the princess and her longing to do what is right encouraged Mark when growing up. For adult inspiration, Mark used the rich scenery of the palace. It's seen where Aladdin and Jasmine look out into the sunset. He also wanted her design to be a modern, while presenting her in a radiant jewel of Agrabah. So just inspired by a lot of the reds and oranges of like Agrabah sunsets and nights. I think it's such a cool idea. Here is product information and price tag. This was $129, and Jasmine was actually the first in the series to be released. Jasmine is displayed in a beautiful window display here. Within the diamonds, her motif of the jasmine flower or of the lotus blossom are in there, and it's repeated in a pattern. On this side, we have a card that has an Agrabah evening and a picture of Mark. But on the other side of this is this beautiful image of Jasmine and his initial sketch of the doll. I will say here I can see inspiration like from RuPaul's Drag Race with her hair and the beautiful kind of mushroomy cloudness of her dress in the middle. He also designs a lot of drag queen dolls, so I love how he took inspiration from that and then Disney princessed it. And over here is her certificate of authenticity, which is down in that little pocket there. So Jasmine definitely has so many beautiful details here, and I can see where Mark is trying to get representation from those beautiful Agrabah sunsets and the Agrabah jewels, or maybe even the jewels from the Cave of Wonders. Her background is a desert scene, I believe, but also you can kind of see over here in the corner that there is some towers of the palace. So it's sort of desert, maybe like desert sky overlooking the palace. Up on the corners of her window, there is a cool little lamp thingy here. Looks like something that Jasmine would possibly have in her room. And down at the bottom, it says Disney Designer Collection. Jasmine's face sculpt here, I believe, is from her premiere face sculpt, but don't quote me on that. I can see similarities though, and I think it's just the very different eye makeup and lip that looks different from the premiere one, but I believe it is the same face. So her hair is up in a very cool bun. It does remind me a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race, as I said. And I can see where Mark maybe got some of that inspiration. But Jasmine just has so much beautiful black hair that, I mean, you could just do about anything you wanted with it. Because really in the film, her hair is in like the ponytail braid thing. But honestly, when you put it down, you can see like in the film how it's like all the way to the floor. So you could give her just about any hairstyle. Up in her hair is 2 little red gems with a white pearlescent one in the middle. She has 2 big gold earrings, as Jasmine usually has, with red gems in them, and a very slave red Jasmine looking eye makeup, as it's red and gold. And it reminds me a lot of, you know, when Jafar puts her in red. Beautiful lips, and just big, beautiful brown eyes. So we have a bit of a peacock feather inspiration here. Jasmine always seems to have peacock feather inspiration. Just about every doll that kind of happens, and I think it's just with her character that's just such a great motif. So there is a big plastic peacock feather here, and it has little topaz crystals in it. Red poofy sleeves. Everything is made out of a very luxurious fabric, and on the end of the sleeve is a gold bangle that keeps it cuffed onto her wrist. One hand on her wrist or waist and one hand is holding her cool bag, which is supposed to represent a gem from the Cave of Wonders. You know that red gem whenever Abu is like reaching for it and he's not supposed to? That's this gem. Only complaint is that the purses in this line have kind of interesting packaging and how they're held into the box, and mine got kind of tangled up, so I would actually probably have to deconstruct the box to get in there and fix that. But otherwise, it is a little messed up. But it has a tassel that's like metal chains, and it hangs there, and the actual strap for the purse is like a gem chain with those same yellow little crystals in it. The first part of her mushroom cloudy dress, and I say mushroom cloud because it kind of goes up and it poofs, almost kind of looks like a jellyfish from this point. It's like got like tentacles, sort of like those panels. But the first part of it has printed on peacock embellishments, but then as we go down, they're actually embroidered on. So I believe they wanted to save the most detail for down below here. So this is the most stunning part of the dress. These 2 red panels that have beautiful golden embroideries on it. So there's little tiny peacock embroideries. And then there's these big designs that are inspired from Agrabah and from the movie. And there's gems placed within it. And then on the actual edges of the panels, there are more. And this is where we see those lotus flowers or jasmine flowers. It's the motif from the front of the box. I just love how they did that. So pretty. And actually there's tassels on the edge of the panels, which reminds me a lot of the magic carpet. Her shoes are in there. They have little twisty bows on them. Very nice. And she is on a stand. But what a beautiful design, Mark. I mean, I see all of the references here comparing Jasmine to a gem, a jewel, a beautiful Agrabah evening sunset. The reds and the oranges are just so pretty. Here is Jasmine's pin, and this is more artwork from Mark. It says Disney Designer Collection, Limited Release, Ultimate Princess Celebration Collection. Her background is orange, and she is in her pink dress. That little price tag there is getting in the way of me showing everything, but it definitely has that purse. The purse really transformed good into three-dimensional form. The gems in her hair, the gems on her earrings. So it looks like his design carried through very well. And here is the back of that. But just together, what a gorgeous combination of items to collect. And I actually posted Jasmine on my Instagram, and Mark liked it, and he said that he was glad that I was enjoying the doll. So thank you, Mark. Okay, everyone, that's all the details here of this beautiful Jasmine doll. Let me know what you think of her, or if you own her. She did come out a while ago, so of course she's not for sale anymore. And whatever Jasmines that were out there are probably in their homes now. So let me know what you think of this red, beautiful, Agrabah-inspired Jasmine doll. And Mark, if you watch this, thank you for designing this beautiful doll. Otherwise, guys, stay tuned for my next doll review. I'm going to keep in chronological order here, so we'll look at Pocahontas next. But also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. That way I can meet you guys, say hello, let me know what you own, what do you collect, all that. Okay, everyone, see you next time.